we live in times where backgrounds, beliefs, politics can be divisive, where news can confuse and make communities feel indecisive. But DC, like soccer, is a space where we're all united to get excited, where collaboration is demanded and invited. A city that makes passes and moves and make space for the ball. A city that will stand tall and protest a bad call. A city of 3-a-days, hustle, early mornings and late practices. A city of movers and shakers, debaters, floppers and actresses. A city of teamwork makes the dream work, from traffic to footwork. A city of network and network, from Anacostia to Petworth. A city of cultures merged together with one goal, to win. A city where a loss feels like a cheap shot to the shin. A city that is the nation's capital, but is international. A city of the level-headed, rational, erratical, from corner kicks to slide tackle, where movements are magical. A city of history, mistakes, growth, and pain. A city of misery, laughs, joy, and gain. A city of mystery and layers. A city of coaches and players. A city that's a glaring reflection of me. A city that's a glaring reflection of we. 10 years ago, I didn't know where I would be, but right now, I'm in a city that embraces diversity, because we live in times where backgrounds, beliefs, and politics can be divisive. But DC, like soccer, is a space where we all can feel united. And let's go, DC United. Thank y'all.
For Stephen Birnbaum. Stephen, you're going to build that field Saturday.
Well, first and foremost, we want to thank our ownership group, Audi, and the district for bringing such a great stadium to DC. We can't thank you enough for everything you've done. DC is my first and only professional club. I was drafted here out of college 5 years ago. I fell in love with the city from the beginning. I've lived here now in the city for 3 years, and we've fallen in love with it. And having a stadium in our backyard is going to hold a special place in my heart for a long time. Putting Audi Field in the middle of DC has shown the growth of Major League Soccer in our country, but it's going to hold a special place for our community in soccer and get our kids to grow up playing soccer and have it be on the forefront of the major sports community here in the district. We've been on the road for a long time. It's been 4 months. We have a lot to work on. We're coming here Saturday. We can't wait to play. We're ready to play in front of our fans, and we're happy to be back in front of you guys. You guys mean the world to us. We come out here to play for you guys and the club and the organization, and we can't wait to be here. So thank you everyone for coming out today, and we can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Let's welcome Wayne Rooney to our town.
First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to the fans on the first day when I arrived in the airport. The reception you gave me was something which I'll never forget, so I want to say thank you for that. And secondly, to all the owners of the football club for creating this beautiful stadium. When I spoke to them about coming here to play, I could tell the excitement which they had with the stadium, and also with the training ground, which will be here next year. So it really played a big part in me coming here. But I want to come here to win, to help this team go forward, to win titles, and it's my job to try and do that. And hopefully, in the next few years, we can climb up the table, bring titles, and create some history in this wonderful stadium. So once again, I just want to say thanks for the support I've had since I've been here. It's been great, and I'll see you all on Saturday, and hopefully 3 points. Thanks again.
Okay.
Down.
On the count of 3, vamos united. 1, 2, 3. Vamos united! Yay!
It's been marked on our calendar for a long time. It's been a long road stretch. We're ready to get back here. I mean, biggest thing right now is getting a win on Saturday. That's what's been on our mind for a long time. We're focused on that game, getting a win, making some noise around the stadium, getting people out here supporting us. I know it's going to be a wild atmosphere, and we just can't wait for it to happen.
I thought it was a great ceremony. Not so concerned with the ceremony as much as I am the weekend. And first and foremost, the excitement of opening the new building for our fans and this community and this area of the city. But also to just get home and start playing games and getting these guys in front of their fans and hopefully starting to rack up some wins and make a real run at getting into the postseason.
I think it's relief. I think it's comfort in knowing that we are coming home and that we're going to have great support here for our first game against Vancouver. And then there's a lot of games coming up here at the back end where we've got a lot of business to take care of. And I think we've got a really good shot to get a good run together and, take some of the good results we've had on the road mixed with some struggles. But if we end the season well, then I think we'll be in good shape.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. We're so happy to be back in studio. We got Octavia Wyatt, Cardell Dudley, Wilson Sarpe Jr. This is the Focus TV. Man, as you guys saw from the video to start off tonight's show, a lot of excitement here in this city. Audi Field is finally, about to come into. It's actually real now. So yesterday, which was Monday, was the ribbon cutting ceremony. Got some other activities going on this week before the doors officially open. It was cool to be there yesterday. They kind of had like a little block party type thing. Obviously, some dignitaries spoke. It was cool to have the commissioner MLS out there. Then we got a chance to go in. We didn't get to see the whole stadium yesterday, but just like a quick little section. It was cool. It looks beautiful in there. I'm sorry for all that follows on social media. My phone definitely didn't do it enough justice yesterday, but kudos to DC United with some B-roll they provided us with, because it just looks amazing. For fans that are going to be attending games this year, it's kind of built upwards, so it's going to be kind of steep for you guys. Be careful, but there's not really a bad seat in the house. The sidelines, it looks like it's going to be crazy. Looking forward to it. And then for the players, if you guys have been following along all year, they've had 2 home away from home games over the first half of the season. They have 20 more games left in this season. 15 of the 20 are now at home at Audi. And it's important. They're in a position right now where they need to go on a run to secure a postseason berth. That starts with getting 3 points this weekend when they host Vancouver on Saturday. I can't wait to get in there. Like, it was cool to be in there yesterday, but I really can't wait in there to get in there, just for a game, hear the fans going nuts. Just that view from that little corner view from the field, it was just cool. I really enjoyed myself yesterday. So I'm sure all of you that have bought your ticket, you're gonna enjoy yourselves come Saturday. Obviously, with a result that is in your favor, 3 points would be lovely for DC United. So on tonight's show, we got quite a bit to talk about. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got Ojo calling in at 8:15. We're going to talk about, just the P.I.T.S League playoffs. We're going to talk about the basketball tournament. Just talk to him overall, what he's been up to since the last time he called, since he was here in studio. This week he's not here physically. He's going to be here with us via the phone. We also got Robert Pettis coming in to talk about the P.I.T.S League. I told you guys last week the regular season concluded. Playoffs, 2 weeks ago, the regular season's concluded. Playoffs started this past Sunday. Cardell was in the building. Some exciting games. We had a really great game winner that he got footage of. Look forward to talking about that. We told you guys last week we're going to talk about not only our Mystic segment, but we're going to take some time to talk about these WNBA rookies. This is the week to do that. We got Summer League to talk about as well. So Octavia, Cardell, you got some time to think about Summer League standouts for the end of the show, and obviously which WNBA rookies have really taken off as well.
Gotcha.
We got some time to let your minds just brew on that a little bit. But Cardell, that game winner that Travis Berry hit, just walk us through that real quick. It looked crazy to watch, but you were actually there.
I mean, that was just a simple play. He came off a curl. Sam's Ballers was the team they was playing against. The defenders got held up. One got picked, and the other one didn't react in time to follow the shooter. And he hit a fadeaway three in the corner, buzzer, and knocked out the playoff. So, it basically, it was basically kind of like the finish because it was going back and forth the last 2 minutes of that game.
Mm-hmm.
It could have went either way. Sam Ballers had the chance to go up double digits, but not double digits, go up by 2.
Right. But
they missed both free throws at the end. So
fundamentals.
So they inbounded. They called a quick timeout. Sam Ballers got fouled, went to the free throw line with I think it was a little over a second left. So the team inbounded, got the ball, and they called a quick timeout and set up that play. And Travis Berry hit a hell of a shot.
You would think that was one of the, if there was a guy to make sure didn't touch the ball on that team in that moment, Travis would be one of those guys. A couple times I saw VA Pride play this year. He has a clip. He has no problem getting that thing out of his hand from range.
You got to communicate defensively, man. You don't see a lot of that on Summer League.
We definitely don't.
And then when they cost you a game, then you and then you start wondering, why didn't you communicate? We ain't do it all summer.
Now you want to do it.
Yeah, so
it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to have that on demand. All right, so just with the Summer League and whole, one thing I want to, say before we even get to, later in the show when we talk about it, I'm gonna need y'all to do me a favor and stop trying to break down NBA Summer League on some philosophical level. Could we just chill? It is exactly what it just is. It's Summer League. It's, take what you can from it that may translate. And some of the negative things, some of them are all negatives. As Cardell was talking earlier, you got different dynamics with Summer League teams. These aren't your regular rotation guys where, they're guys that know their roster spot is kind of secure or even roles. These are auditions for some people. Some bigs on teams don't touch the ball for what seems like halves.
Shout out Mo Bamba just hanging there, baby. Regular season be here soon enough. My man got 4 shots, man.
It was crazy to me because I'm sitting there watching this big 7-foot gazelle race down the floor.
Gazelle, yes.
Look, Octavia, it was weird because, okay, so they get the rebound, right? Mm-hmm. They're running. If you got a big beating you down the floor, why you still got the ball in your hand, guards?
Well, you know why in Summer League.
And then, even, Ayton had a good game last night, but his first go-round, it seemed like Phoenix took a minute to figure out how to, hey, he's a big guy, get him the ball. It's just a lot of stuff going on, man. And even with some of the percentages, people are going crazy, like, oh my gosh, Trae Young's a bust. Relax. Take a deep breath real quick. The other thing is why you're going crazy your Trae Young hate, he's one of the few guys being game planned for in Summer League.
Look,
so,
man.
I just need y'all to chill.
Look, man. I remember when LeBron was in Summer League, he was getting dunked on by 6'10" dudes, body to body. I remember when D Wade ate him up. He turned out pretty hard, you know what I'm saying? I remember Andrew Wiggins, he averaged 8 points during the Summer League. He won Rookie of the Year. Every year since then, pretty much averaging 20 plus. It'd be all right, man. You understand, they basically just throwing a bunch of guys together, they fill up prospects, and just throwing plays at them in sets and just rolling the balls out. They just want them to get a quick feel, so they won't be, they kind of got already they're ahead of the game a little bit when training camp comes. That's all it is. And also see if there's other guys out there that pick it up quick, they be like, all right, he's a player.
Right.
So let's bring him in and stuff like that. That's all it's really about, man. So remember last year the Lakers was destroying everybody looking like the Warriors in some league. How that panned out in the regular season?
35 wins.
You remember all that Lonzo train and all that, and Lonzo Ball gonna be rookie year, and ended up being Kuzma was the best rookie on the team.
Definitely.
So we'll see when the real show begins, and right now just get reps and just get familiar with the coaching staff, because normally assistants being head coaches and stuff. Get familiar with the system and get ready to work when training camp comes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they fiending for something to watch and to be into and everything, and they're just diving a little bit too far off the edge. Not just taking it as it is as Summer League.
Yeah, and if you're looking for something, some basketball substance, some high quality basketball to watch the WNBA, man. We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we got our guest calling in. We'll talk to Ojo on the other side of this break. You're watching the Focus TV. Hey, what's going on, Ojo?
Hey, what's going on?
It's all good. I just wanted some clean edit points. You leaving them out sometimes. We forget to talk to them.
You guys are still there.
Welcome back to the Focus TV. We are joined right now by our first guest of tonight. We have Ojo on the phone. It's been quite a long time since we've had you here on the Focus with us, sir.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man, but it feels good to be back. Just, been busy, but I'm glad I'm back in here talking to you guys. Hope all is well.
It is, man. Thank you for making time for us. That being said, Cardell, the floor is yours, sir.
Hey, man, what's going on, Ojo?
What's up, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. You know what it is doing, this weekend it starts, the basketball tournament. What motivated you to even, get involved with this?
With the TBT?
Yeah.
Man, we've been meaning to get into it for the last, I think, 3 years. I think Overseas Elite won it 3 times, right? So I tried to get our Lincoln Park mob in there, but, just because everybody's schedule is busy and everybody got other stuff going on with the family. So, you won't even believe it. Last year, SpongeBob actually, Andrew Washington, SpongeBob, he actually called me around February of last year, and he's like, Ojo, we looking for a guard, defensive-minded, unselfish, and I said, say no more. I'll be more than, thankful to be part of this team.
That's a good call to make, man. He knew what he was doing. For people that may not know, explain to them what the TBT is all about.
Well, the most important thing is the exposure. It's a lot of pros. It's basically a $2 million basketball tournament, single elimination, winner takes all. We got different teams from the Northeast region, South region, Midwest, and out west. So we're in the Northeast region, I believe. So our first game is in Brooklyn, New York on the 21st. We actually play 2 games. If we win on the 21st, we play on the 22nd. We win that, then the following weekend we go to Atlanta, Georgia. And if we win those 2, then we come all the way down to back home in Baltimore for the $2 million.
Hey, man, that's so y'all who, the name of your team is on point. You got a lot of local talent, like Corey Allman. Most people may know him as the DC Sniper. Trey Kelly, one of the best guards, that came through here, in kind of in our era, so to speak. Y'all also got the big man, Torrance Francis. Y'all got Dante Nicholas, who just got through playing with Sandballers in the P.I.T.S League. Reginald Sims, and you just mentioned, SpongeBob, Andrew Washington. What are the keys for y'all to make a championship run?
Honestly, unselfishness. We all got different type of intangibles, a skill set, that we bring to the table. But, you can have the most talented team in the nation, but if you can't play together, it's going to be a problem. So, but I'm really excited about this team. I really feel like, everybody got the same goal, which is to win. And if you have to make a sacrifice, whether it's less shooting or just playing defense, rebounding, I feel like everybody will do that on this team. And, we're all hungry, and that's important right there. There's a lot of guys that play overseas, and, they'd be like, I made enough money, so they're not as hungry. But we got a lot of guys here that's coming home from overseas, but they're still hungry. So that's the key right there.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to when you was talking about your first game. It was July 21st at 3:15 on ESPN3, right, for people that can't make it, right?
Yeah, yep. It's on ESPN3. I think you can watch it online, and then if you your normal local cable network, I'm sure it's on there. So just pretty excited, man. I've been training 2 days the past 2-3 months, so I'm ready to roll.
All right, y'all first matchup is against Armored Athlete.
army athlete. I've been doing, my little scouting report. They got Marcus Thornton. He's a local guy. They got another guard. I forgot his name. I can't think of it right now, but he's very athletic, fast type of guard. I think I'll probably be matching up against him. I think he changes the pace on their team, type of just get it and go. And they got a couple other pros as well, but I feel like we match up well. We can do so much different things. We can go small if we wanted to, have Sponge at the 4 or the 5, and we can just do like a 1-4 type set.
Okay. So we're going to transition to the P.I.T.S playoffs that's coming up. Your team core, y'all locked up the second seed. Y'all had a bye this weekend.
Right.
Y'all know y'all been in the championship the last 2 years. Y'all split with J&R's mob. What do you guys on core need to do, reclaim that championship?
Have a full roster. That's most importantly right there. All year, everybody's been, everybody's got different stuff going on. I don't think Bruce Massey will be back for our first game this Saturday, but if we win, I think we play Young Kings with Devin Sweetney and Chris Howard in the crew. So we got a tough matchup. If we win that, Bruce will be back, and then we'll have our full mob. And I think Vegas wants to see JR's mob and core again. So we're gonna try our best to do our part.
All right. Playing the season on the P.I.T.S League, which team surprised you with how talented they are? Where you was coming in, you didn't expect that.
There's a few. Virginia Pride, they got a couple talented people. Travis Berry, team called Black Power. They always tough with Lowe, D'Angelo.
Right.
Other than that, I was also surprised though that Sam's Ballers lost. I thought that they were going to be in at least Final Four or give JR's mom a run for their money. But I saw the video that somebody hit a game winner, and that was a tough loss. But
that was Travis.
Yep. So we try not to worry about other teams. We just try to do what we do, and if we play core basketball, which is run, play defense, and then feed down to Pierre and Shaq inside out, then I feel like we got a good chance of winning it all.
All right. Name a player this season that caught your eye that most people may not even know that well.
Does it matter if they're still in the playoffs or not?
No, it don't matter.
Okay. Do name House. You know who Jimmy House is? He's a big man.
Nah.
He plays for Fifth Street Bangers and like other leagues, like in the Watts and in the Goodman. Is a big man that people don't know about. I feel like he should get more respect. I told him, man, if it's whenever he's done playing on that team, or if anything happens, he can come over to Team Lincoln Park or Core, because he fits us. Like he's like a Pierre, a young Pierre. He runs the floor well, never complains, hardest on defense, takes charges if we need it, and he's a rebounding machine and he plays defense. So I like him.
Y'all here recruiting already?
I mean, we getting old, man. We getting old.
Speaking of recruiting, man, y'all like the Warriors, man. Speaking of all that, how you feel about these free agent moves?
I'm not trying to be biased, because I don't know if you saw, like, I wasn't one of the people that posted stuff when LeBron went to L.A., but let me tell you something. You know this, Carter. I've been a diehard Laker fan. Diehard Laker fan since Magic Johnson, and then when after he retired, that 90s crew with Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and that crew, and then Kobe. But I'm actually pretty happy that LeBron. It's weird though, because it's still Kobe town, but I'm a Laker fan.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
What'd you say?
You sure that it's still Kobe town?
Man, did you see what somebody did to LeBron's little painting?
Yeah,
Somebody analyzed
mirror,
it. So yeah, it's still Kobe town. In my eyes, it's still Kobe town. I mean, I'm happy LeBron's there, but one thing that I didn't like is they're already trying to stamp LeBron being the greatest Laker of all time. He hasn't even played a minute. Come on now. That's crazy.
Come on, man. As a Laker fan, you can't be shocked by
Laker
this.
fan. I mean, I'm always home team. I like the Skins. I like the Wizards. But for some reason, growing up, 49er fan and a Laker fan. And I think Cardell's a Broncos fan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I could co-sign with one of the teams that you named, but outside of that, like, that's about it. I'm there with you on the Niners. After that, I got to tap out on all the other names that you listed. But all right, so just being an NBA fan, what do you think? Because I think it's hilarious. Cardell and I have talked about this. You know, we share a lot of fun stuff on social media, on some of the back channels, because everything for y'all, man, we kind of petty people in our free time. What do you think about the whole oh my gosh, Golden State ruling the league type thing, man?
I got a couple of opinions. You talking about like this little stacked dream team that they have right now?
Okay, so I feel like you already answered my question with that little bit right there. But go on, sir.
Like I love KD. He's hometown. You know what I mean? But we come from an era, and I'm speaking with. I'm sure you the same, Cardell.
Yeah, I'm a little older.
We from that era where I gotta beat you first. Like I can't hop on a team that's already won 70-something, games, and they won a championship already, and OKC was up 3-1.
Yeah, they beat him.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but on the other hand, you gotta, as a basketball player, as a hooper, sometimes it gets draining playing with somebody that you can tell that you can't play with. You know what I mean? And it just looked like Russell and KD just didn't see eye to eye, and I wish they did. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they could have won at least one championship in the last 2 to 4 years. You know what I mean? But I'm not with that dream team thing. But I guess this is just a new era, and this is just how the NBA is. So I'm still a fan of the game itself. But sometimes I be feeling like some things are rigged. But I hope that's not the case.
Okay, so what if I told you off my ESPN 30 for 30? What if I told you that this supposed super team that everybody's so opinionated about drafted 3 of their core players, developed them meticulously, quietly, while nobody cared? What if I also told you that they did the thing most fans want people to do, which is stay the course, not panic, see them through, let the kiddies grow, go to free agency, create a culture that other people would want to participate in, go to free agency, like everybody else, every other team in the league wanted a certain 6'11", quote, 7-foot small forward that everybody wanted his services. Manage to land said person because of their outstanding culture and the unselfish way that they play.
Right. And
so how is that in fact similar to these super teams that people have an issue with, where one person, we're not naming names, landed in a certain place like literally 2 minutes ago, 15 transactions have happened.
And why didn't GM LeBron sign DeMarcus Cousins?
Why did he sign who?
DeMarcus Cousins. He had no offers. That's our new GM.
You know what? I don't know, Carter. This could be. I could have been reading it wrong, but I heard that DeMarcus Cousins got the same offer as the Warriors did, but he didn't want to play. Like Lakers offered him that, but he didn't want to play in LA. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not really right.
Did you hear that? I heard that, like DeMarcus. I read something, but nowadays you can't believe everything.
These
but
are facts.
I heard that DeMarcus Cousins said that he got an offer, but he just didn't want to play in LA.
Man, from what I heard from his mouth, I ain't getting nothing. And he had to make the call to make that happen. So your GM slipping. Your GM slipping.
Like, you had to eat a lot of crow to make that call over to a place that you have publicly said you hate almost everything about it. To make that call. But hey, Pettis is in the building. So commissioner of the P.I.T.S League. We just talked about the playoffs and the basketball tournament with Ojo.
What's going on, Ojo? What's the word?
Oh, he's here.
Same old.
So anything you want to add about the playoffs? We already had, I guess, the round 1.
Yeah,
technically last week.
The playing games. Games.
Playing games.
Okay. That's basically
what did you think of the playing games last week then?
I mean, all the games were competitive. The first game was a buzzer beater. Sam's baller. They came their whole team and had, one of the new teams come in, just take them out. Virginia Pride took them out. Right now, he has Travis Berry, the scoring leader. And it's locked. He has it. So like I said, everybody. I knew the ball was going to him, and everybody knew the ball was going to him, and they still ain't throw 2 at him. I'll make someone else beat me going overtime. The Young Kings versus
not
Yeah,
entertainment.
yeah,
not me
yeah,
entertainment.
not me entertainment. Yeah, it was a dog fight in the beginning, but then
Sweetie
Devin went off because he's
41 points.
Yeah, Devin went off for 41 points. May have been more than that, but you know how that happens sometimes. I'll tell you're famous for messing up stats. So
you a lie and a half.
Oh, shots.
So who
I ain't
knows?
surprised.
So who knows? Who knows how many points he really had? But no, like he went off because one game the stats were messed up and he was supposed to have like 30 and he had 20. So he on a tear right now.
Okay.
So he said he gonna take him out. The game after that was who? Baseline.
Hey, Rob, you said Devin's on the tear right now.
Yeah, Devin's on the tear right now. And y'all got the next round, I believe.
So I guess I got to guard Devin then.
He on the mission.
Yeah.
He was clearly trying to get 40.
He was trying to get 50. Yeah. He kind of cooled off in the fourth quarter, and waited. But he went for a tear. He had 25 in the first.
Devin's my guy. He's very talented, man. But
Yeah, he had 25 in the first half. So
he said whoever he play next, getting the same.
Next game was
you starting stuff.
Hey, but
Ojo ready for it.
But did you hear Ojo though?
Yeah.
That's my guy. But
oh no, they've been going on him all day. They talking about he ain't seen a shot he ain't never liked. He said nope, sure haven't. So he already know. We had Black Power versus bottom of the five. Angelo went for a tear himself.
Michael Till.
Michael Till. They went for a tear. Bottom five, a new team. Just wasn't competitive enough. Black Power. Formerly were champions. I mean not champions, but runners up a while ago. So they're trying to get back into it. And last game, Baseline, which remind me of the Golden State Warriors, the way they shoot. They hit 26 threes in one game. This year. So and they beat the Waldorf team, no losses. Rich Grills, who upset everybody in the first round. They played terrible all season and find a way to get to semifinal championship. But they fell short this year. Against Baseline, who shot tremendous with Troy Dockett, who's another key shooter. He was at one point he was leading scorer. At one point him and Travis Berry were going back and forth. So it's a lot of good teams this year. Besides the two top teams, Core and J&R's mob, who've been there for the last 4 years, 3-4 years. Basically the Cavs and the Warriors. That's basically what the comparison is.
Okay, so I gotta ask, since we've been asking, and NBA people been asking, was anybody gonna disrupt that matchup? It felt like the Cavs inevitably were gonna meet. So anybody messing this up again, or we seeing Core and J&R Mob part 18?
Possibly. Bruce is back. Bruce is back. If Manny may be there. It's like they'll have their whole team.
Bruce Madden be back on the 16th.
Well, I guess Ojo's Ojo got to hold it down.
Against 60 hours.
So Sweetie had 60. Ojo got to hold him from 60. But I mean, from what I'm seeing, just by their veteran leadership from both teams, with J-Dub is one of the best scorers. He had 50 in 2 other leagues this weekend, outdoor and indoor. So like I say, with on their side, if nobody can stop J-Dub, you always have Mo Creek, who's who's
Mo Creek,
who can score 40. They can score 40 in time period. They have Boo, so like on both sides, it's just. Yeah, they're playing to meet each other. But all other teams saying no on Instagram and at the games. But you got to prove it. Like I say, bring your A game, not your name. I don't keep hearing y'all talking because no one's dethroned neither one of them besides each other.
Right.
So
these are facts. Nothing but facts. Ojo, we want to thank you for calling in tonight, man. Truly appreciate it. Want to wish you, both of your teams, want to wish you guys luck in the basketball tournament. Hopefully, you guys end up back here in Baltimore. Not by choice, but because you guys earned the right to be there. Also, in the P.I.T.S League playoffs, I guess we're rooting for Cavs Warriors part 19.
Yep.
The P.I.T.S League version.
Can I add one thing about the TBT?
Yes, you can.
I forgot to mention to Cardell. There's a rule that's kind of weird to me, but I think they're trying to pick up the pace in the TBT. So with 4 minutes left in the game, or if there's a stoppage, 4 minutes or 3:59 or whatever, say we're up 70 to 63.
Right.
The first one to 77 wins. So the team with 63 points, they can make a run. They stop the clock. It doesn't matter. They make a run and get to 77 before us, they win.
Oh, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. That's
That's
Yeah,
tough with 4 minutes
it's
left.
kind of weird because I guess they're saying that a lot of teams have been blowing out teams and then they've been holding the ball.
Right.
So they don't want people to hold the ball. So in a way, I guess it's kind of cool or kind of good, but then in a way, it's like, you know what I mean? So you have to have that mental aspect of the game too now. So
Right.
yeah,
you guys got
that's all
that
I'm
with
mad. But
mindset,
that's strange, kind of different to me. But you know, we'll adjust.
Look, next year I need y'all to go to the West. From what I see, the West is so weak. And I said it on the show. I apologize. But y'all can spend 2 or 3 days in the West and win it. Like there's too many teams on the East and the South. Like I said, we've had so many teams. You know, we had 1 year booed Josh Shelby and go down to the South, and they got destroyed. But you got teams on the West that are just walking through. You know, they're just walking through. Like I say, I would love for us to go over there, take a team over there for 3 days and just play. Like it's different basketball. Like we're playing against each other. We play forever. Like you know, the East. They had a Big East 4. They had a Big East 4. The Big East played each other the first 4 games. Why do they play each other?
Yeah.
Why do you have them playing each other? Georgetown and Seton Hall.
Right.
Who wants to see that?
Right.
You know? I mean, I know it brings money out of his money, but shoot, y'all trying to win, man. Go Georgetown, go over to the West Coast. You know, one of y'all boosters can help y'all go over there. Shoot, go over there and win, and you know, and be competitive. But don't try to play everybody you already seen before.
Yeah, I looked at that too. Like, 'cause you know, this is new to me, but I'm for whoever we play. But I agree with you. If you can get it easier, but like I don't, you know. We'll see.
Quiet as kept, overseas elites in the South bracket.
Yeah, I saw that.
They not in the South though.
Where they at?
They from the Midwest.
Right.
Their first 3 years they played in the Midwest bracket. So why are they in the South bracket now?
They moved.
We're trying to get back.
That's a cakewalk. It's obvious. Like it's strategic. Like come on. Like they know everybody in the Midwest is coming for their neck. So now let me go down to the. Let me go
Let
down.
y'all beat each other.
Yeah. Let me go ahead down. Let me go down here and go ahead and win this easy bracket. And you know, like the only they got is VCU. That's it. I seen VCU in that bracket and somebody else, but they're not playing nobody.
Right.
You know, in the West, you know, in the South.
Handle your biz, Ojo.
Yeah, I kind of look at it as this: 6 games, 1 game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 6 games is really not that much, but I mean the talent level's crazy. But 2 in New York, 2 in Atlanta, 2 in Baltimore. Yeah.
This is so true. Again, we wish you the best of luck on you guys running the tournament and in the P.I.T.S League playoffs. Thank you so much for calling in, Ojo. We're about to take a quick break, and on the way back in, we're to check this week's version, see what we got from Jamal Hayward over at 9450. This week's move, he's going to break down a pro hop. You know, again, fundamentals, he's going to break down a pro hop. You're watching the Focus TV. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Ojo, have a good one, man.
You too. See you guys.
All right.
All right. Ojo.
Big hop, lay on 2. You have to lay on 2. You can do
do 1, 2. Count before you land on 2, okay? All right? So, 1, 2. Now, stay here, both of y'all. Watch where I place the ball at. 1, 2. Hide it away from the defender. So cover down when you hop and hide it away from the defender. Just in case you're playing against a long defender in the lane, okay? So, 1, 2. Move it up with the left hand finish, okay?
Welcome back to the Focus again. Thank you so much, Jamal Hayward at 9-4-50. We appreciate the breakdown each and every week again. This was just a breakdown of a pro hop. So, as we promised you guys, we're going to take some time during our missing segment this week to talk about this very, very, very special rookie class in WNBA this year. But first, the Mystics just got back from a road trip. They went 1-1. That brings their record to 12-7, I believe, right now. Tomorrow morning, they'll be taking on the Atlanta Dream, who just made a trade for former Sun guard Alex Bentley.
Yep.
And it sent Asia Clarendon to Connecticut. There was some talk, reports of an alleged altercation between Bentley and Courtney Williams. And then the trade happened, literally within 24 hours afterwards. So that's who the Mystics take on tomorrow. It was a very entertaining game between them and Seattle, a team they may see later on. Just what did you think about, the quick little road trip they had?
I mean, it was good. I love the fact that they won in L.A. They held on. That was kind of been their Achilles heel when they on the road. Was kind of keeping them from being up there, with the Mercury and Seattle and Sparks. And you still got to pay attention to the Lynx, even though they started off rough, being the contenders. Because that they didn't close out games against the contenders, the teams you definitely going to see down the line. But they did on the road. They got to Ball His 300 win, which was a big time win the night before. But I was looking more towards the Seattle game. I want to see how they did back-to-back games against contenders, because that's how it's going to be in the playoffs. And for the most part, they played well, but the same old issues came back to haunt them as far as like the second half, either in the third or fourth quarter. I don't know what it is. Their defense just fall apart, and they allow the other team to go on a huge run. And they basically lost the game in the third quarter. Washington allowed 31 points, and they couldn't get out of that. What I'm saying? It seemed like that's when they lose. But when their defense hold, tight, they hold steady and everything, they do well. And also the Storm bench outscored Washington's 22-7 in the game. So, on the road, you need your bench to step up more, because they're focusing on key players in the starting lineup. And, it's already a handful dealing with Lloyd, dealing with Sue Bird, who seems like she never ages. And, obviously, Stewie, she going to do what she do. So that's basically what it was. It's correctable things, but they got to try to find a way defensively to keep the game, especially on the road. You got to play better defense. You can't. Maybe at home you can get away with that, like the game with Deladon, the game one against the Liberty.
Yeah.
You can get away with it, but on the road, it's gonna be hard, to overcome that.
I mean, we've been talking about that all season.
Right.
They look like one of the best teams in the league when they're consistent on defense. When they're not, they struggle. That's kind of the only thing keeping us from literally, not us, but from them literally being in that surefire contender conversation. They're teetering on that line. Some weeks they're over the line. Other weeks, after this road trip, when the first part of the road trip, they look over the line. They look like they belong there. Next night, like you said, in the back-to-back, because that's what you're going to have to deal with, later in the postseason, they were under the line. It's not a dramatic difference, but that's the tough part about winning in any league. And that's just been the most frustrating part about them is when they're on defensively, they're one of the best teams in the league defensively. It's not like they're just solid. Like when they play defensive run, there's literally nothing teams can do with them. And
then also, like with the Sparks, they was on the 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Mystics. You saw what happened. They rebounded tonight, today, and they took out the Storm, in overtime. So they're righting the ship. I'm still paying it. The Mercury's still there, and I'm definitely still paying attention to the Lynx.
They're not dead until they dead.
What Maya Moore is doing. She's in kill mode. She like, we ain't about to just be out, going on the first round, not making the playoffs. I ain't built like that. So, it is what it is.
All right. So moving on to this rookie class. So there's 12 picks, 12 players selected in the first round of WNBA draft.
Right.
Of those 12, this year's first round, 9 of them are playing at least 17 minutes on the team. We talked about this the past weeks. We didn't really get a chance to really dive deep into it. So that's 9 of 12 first-round rookies this year have defined roles on teams. Asia Wilson obviously playing 31 minutes. Kelsey Mitchell playing 28. Diamond DeShields at 26. Gabby Williams at 23. Jordan Canada, she's carving out 17 minutes playing behind the age of Sue Bird, which kind of speaks volumes to me because if Sue Bird's not slowing down, you're not going to just give the kid minutes. You got to earn those minutes. Azarae Stevens started slow. She's starting to find her legs in Dallas. 19 and a half minutes. Our Ariel Atkins right here in D.C., she's a starter. You know, start of the year as a rotation player. She is locked in as a starter on this team that we're talking about as a possible 21 minutes a night. And most importantly, when the couple games that she's missed, when she's not there, it is a noticeable difference. You can definitely not only see it, you can feel it from, you know, what she brings to the table every night. Victoria Vivians, 24 minutes. So that's 2 players on a fever playing big minutes. You got Lexi Brown. She's only getting 7 minutes on Connecticut, but they're kind of stacked, especially at guard. It's understandable. Kia Nurse in New York, she's playing 21 minutes a night. Maria Vidiva, she's on the Sparks. They got bigs on bigs on bigs. The fact that you can find 8 minutes, you're able to earn 8 minutes. To me, 8 minutes isn't a lot, but it still speaks volumes. And even Gulch, she's getting like 4 minutes, but she's on another team where there's a lot of bigs as well. I know Asia gets a lot of their headlines, and deservedly so, but I don't think folks understand just how much she's really doing this year. She's averaging 21 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, just under a steal a game, and 1.7 blocks as a rookie. I mean, that's kind of impressive. So, Cardell, just any other rookies that stood out to you?
I mean, you just talked about Wilson. You know, I'm going with Kelsey Mitchell, too.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best scores I've ever seen at the college level, and she's picking that right up in the WNBA. She's averaging 4.4 points per game, 2.5 assists. Diamond DeShields. She actually left school early, went overseas, got some seasoning. You know, kind of a lot of Brandon Jennings route, Manuel Moutier route, came back to the WNBA, and right out the gate, she's averaging 13.5 points and 5.7 rebounds. And our very own rookie here, you know, DC, Ariel Atkins, she averaging 11.1 points per game and, you know, 1.5 steals a game. She's a two-way player. They don't realize how special she is. And like overall, as this class, you can kind of compare it to, you know, what you saw in the 03 class with, you know, with LeBron and all them guys. You know, it's that level of dominance because I know LeBron and them got the headlines, but you also got to remember like what's my man, Josh Howard was in that class, Kirk Heinrich. You know, it was a lot of guys down there. It was a lot of guys later on that draft that became veteran players that contributed throughout their careers. And did big work. It wasn't like just contribute like 5 points or something. They actually did major work, and that's what you're seeing with these ladies right now. And I just like how hard these ladies, like, I mean, they coming in no fear, and that's unusual, especially in the WNBA because it's not as many teams, and you absolutely have the cream of the crop, and they're coming in like y'all gotta move over y'all vets, man. It is what it is, you know. So I love what I'm seeing. You know, I told you from the get-go I'm a big Atkins fan because she plays so hard. I mean, I told you one play, she got switched on Tina Charles and denied her, which is hard to do. You know, and they couldn't even get the ball to Tina Charles. And next thing you know, they found a man she was originally guarding. I forgot who it was, out in the corner wide open. She sprinted from Tina Charles on the opposite block out there to contest that three, and she couldn't get the three off. Like, that's what she do every night, and you don't see that in any level consistently like she's doing. She plays hard. She can score from all three levels. She can shoot the three. Only thing I would like to see her do is become a better playmaker, but the ball's not in her hands right now. It's Natasha, you know, and Christy. So, you know, the sky's the limit for her, man. They got a gem with her.
Man, and as you said, I don't want to leave Baisha out either, but she's carving out 12 and a half minutes a night as well. So, in most second-round picks in the WNBA, some of them barely stick on teams, let alone carve out, you know, spots in the rotation in their first year. Just been really impressed by this group. You got 4 players shooting at least 35% from three already. Again, it's not bad. Some of these players are bigs. Ariel shooting 36.8 from three. Victoria Vivians is shooting 40 from three. It's just been impressive thus far, man. You mentioned Kelsey Mitchell already.
Listen, man. I mean, she's a rookie. And you remember early in the season, Monique Curry was starting. to ball like the best player is gonna play, and she rough him. Like it is what it is, and it's consistent. So you can't knock it. She's earning it. You gotta respect it. So and she's only gonna get better.
Yep.
Cause you could just see it. She's getting more and more confident. She's figuring out the league, and once she really figures out, like I remember when Jay-Z was talking about LeBron when he first came. It's like he don't even know what he's doing. He just hooping.
Right.
And that's basically what Atkins doing. When she understand like everything, the double coming. All right, let me pass it here, relocate, shoot them. When she has all that down, it's a wrap. That 11.1 gonna be in the 20s. It's gonna be 2 steals, 4 boards, 4 assists, and then she's gonna be an all-star. It's gonna be efficient.
And this is the other thing. This is probably the only year where I think Asia's the only one that's being voted into the All-Star game from this class thus far. This is gonna be an out year going forward.
Oh yeah,
this is it.
She already on the fast track to be one of the all-time greats, man.
She's gonna be joined by her buddies.
She's destroying like.
That's a whole different team once she started figuring that out a little bit. And obviously once Kayla and some of the other guards got back, but that's a big load on a rookie. 31 minutes a night, you're almost averaging a double-double.
And we kind of saw it coming. Like I think their first game was here when they played the Mystics, and she missed some of the shots, but you could see it was like, pump fake, dribble, one dribble, spinning off of them, and they just standing up like, what is that? They not even used to guard nothing like that. She shooting fade away.
From the face up,
she cooked the entire front line. I was like, oh man, yeah. You kind of saw it coming, so respect to her.
But again, if you guys are looking for something to watch, definitely check that out. So we're gonna end this show by paying attention to some of the men over in the summer league. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show, but let's talk about some of the folks that stood out to you guys thus far.
Who?
That's where you at with it?
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, cool. I'd say if you got anybody coming
nobody or
Jared Jackson. I mean, that's it. But everybody has their games. Bagley. He had 1 point.
Damn dunk, yeah.
He had that dunk. Next game, he had 1 point. You gotta find it. You gotta find a way to get the ball, which was the reason why they lost that game. The game they lost.
There's a lot of bad guard.
If he didn't get the in college, if he didn't go get that ball from Grayson and Trey Duval, they would have won a game because he took the man. But he has to learn how to be assertive. Everybody know keep passing him the ball.
Right.
You in a man's game now. Ain't nobody just throwing you the ball. Ain't nobody. No, you got to do it. Trey Young just looks like Trey Young. He just trying to throw up any shot.
But they did just. I guess they just played today.
He just had 7 threes, but shoot,
or something.
He takes 50 threes.
Remember, he had. You know how Steph looked bad when he ain't. That's
it looks like we watched Oklahoma again on the Atlanta Hawks summer league team. It looks bad. I mean, no one's really stood out to me.
All right, Cardell, you got anybody? Just made a short list for you.
Yeah.
At all?
I mean, based off yesterday, I'm just gonna go off those performances. I like what I'm seeing out of Colin Sexton. I like how aggressive he is. He's taking on challenges, being fearless. He had 21 points, 4 assists yesterday against the Pacers. Aaron Holiday, who I was kind of thinking the Wizards might take a chance on or whatnot, but they went with Troy Brown. He's keeping that family name proud, man. Like he's playing efficient basketball, controlling the pace, just letting the game come to him. And you could just tell, all those summer workouts with his older bros, he's fitting right in. And the Pacers love him already. I heard Nate McMillan talking about him on the interview. They love what he's about to bring. He had 12 points, 8 assists versus Colin Sexton in Cleveland. Here, Troy Brown, I think the first game he had some stats, but it was so-so. He's coming on strong. He had 23 points, 8 rebounds in the win over Philly. Miles Bridges, low-key, that ain't been talked about enough. He had 20 points, 7 rebounds in the loss to Boston. DeAndre Ayton, he's still doing, he's doing what a number 1 pick should do in some leagues, 17 points, 13 rebounds. I still like what I'm seeing out of Mo Bamba, even though the guard play outside of Briscoe is trash. I'm just calling it what it is. They can't find that. Like, how you miss a dude 8 foot, man, with a 10-foot wingspan? Like, it's easy. That's easy for a guard to hit. Like, go to work.
Should be.
And every time he get touches, he scored. Like, I saw him. He had the dream shake on Ayton, and he didn't get the ball for like 3 quarters. It's like,
they were like, nah, bro. You
but I like
already.
Exactly. But I like how he ain't let that ball on. He still brought it defensively. He had 5 blocks and 2 steals in that game. Former player from GW who's making noise. Utah Watanabe. 14 points, 4 rebounds for the Nets. He always been a Swiss Army knife, man. That's what they love about him. They love his defense. He pretty much does it all. And I could see him possibly sticking. They might put him in the G League at first, but I could see them maybe bringing him up because the Nets basically have a lot of players they got to decide on. It's a very young team. They got to decide on a lot of these players, see who they're gonna keep and who they're gonna let go. The kid out of Kentucky, the point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, he's playing with dudes, 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, man. He caught my eye as the season went on because, going in last year, he wasn't even a starting point guard. It was, what's my man from Philly? The freshman kid, dang, I forgot his name that quick, but he actually roughed them, and they got better after that. That's when they went on their run and whatnot, and he's just been steadily improving. And you know how some guys in college, they may be so-so, but the pro game fits their game more. Yep. He's one of those guys. Yep. And, the Clippers already feel like they got one. So those are the guys that stood out to me.
All right, so I feel like we may have inevitably made our list together without knowing.
Probably.
So you already named Troy Brown Jr. Troy about Troy and then Shy. I don't really, for me, the numbers are impressive. I don't really care too much. What stood out to me is they have a feel for the game. Yeah. They're comfortable. They know their game. At this young age, they're comfortable, especially playing, Troy's not going to play the 1, but, Shy is. But it's 6'6", 6'7", being comfortable with your game, having a feel for it, knowing when to probe the lane, when to take your shot, when to find somebody else, doing the little things, finding other things on the court to do at their size instead of just, hey, I'm not scoring. I've been impressed by both of them. Kevin Knox.
Yeah, that's another one I
comfortable. One of the guys where this is something that I think continually happened out of Kentucky. Just because they don't shine at Kentucky, I think maybe you got to start looking at the guys who are quiet at Kentucky. Not always the ones that really excel at Kentucky. Where sometimes Devin Booker didn't go crazy at Kentucky. NBA fit comfortable, went dumb. Kevin Knox looks so comfortable on the NBA level. And I know this is just summer league, but he's comfortable out there. He's showing all the different parts of his game. Mo Wagner from Michigan, doing a lot. Really comfortable. Go ahead.
And Mitchell Robinson for the same Knicks team, kid who set out last year. He was at Western Kentucky, set out just to train for the league, and he played himself into a 4-year deal. 2 guaranteed with the Knicks. So same thing, high energy, blocking shots, dunking, everything, just doing the dirty work, man. And all he got to do is get strong, man. He already on that DeAndre Jordan type pass. So definitely got to throw his name out there.
All right, before we close, the last name I'm gonna throw out here. No one really paid attention to when the Wizards signed Thomas Bryant. Nobody cared at all. We kind of told you guys we cared a little bit. So he's averaging 16 and 12. For Wizards fans, I'm not saying this guy's, you obviously have Dwight Howard. This guy's the end-all be-all. But for everyone who's like, oh, all they have is Mahimi, this is a young kid who seems to be happy doing the things that the Wizards require out of bigs.
Defend and rebound. Defend that damn pick and roll, man. God damn.
But that's what I'm saying. It fits a need. He's happy doing it. It's a small role, but it's pivotal. In the bigger picture, it's so much. It's a viable option off the bench because Mahimi can't stay on the floor because all he does is foul. Oh. So obviously Thomas might spend some time in the G League, but you have a viable option to sometimes throw on the floor behind Dwight, who at least understands his role. In summer league, the fact that you're this young and you understand your role for your summer league team, you kind of jump out to me that you're okay doing what the coaches are actually.
He's always been like that ever since high school. He was never like a skilled guy. You just get 30 or whatever. He's always been like the dirty work, high motor kind of guy. That's why they need that, because that's contagious as well. You see him get out on, like say if he switch on Russell Westbrook or something and he stop him, shot clock, man, that's energizing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of you switch on Russell Westbrook, he just blow past and dunk the hell out the ball time after time. Yeah.
But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank Ojo for calling in. Thank Rob Pettis for coming through. We'll see you guys next week. This is the Focus TV. Don't forget to get over to finestmag.com. Get over to mymononsports.com, and we'll see you guys next week.